Yes, Lamb Chop. That is the Zodiac Wheel. That's the Zodiac Wheel I'm wearing. Yes. Oh, hey, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. Yay. Well, welcome. Lamb Chop and I are sitting here. We've been talking about astrology. I showed him my astrology pendant that I'm wearing. This is my little pendant. It's from the 1970s. It's a miniature version of my giant Zodiac wheel back here. Isn't that fun? Here, I'll take it off and show it tomorrow. Hold on a second. No, I'm not giving it away. You can wear it in a little while. He thought I was giving it away to y'all. This is my Zodiac wheel. See my pendant form? I don't know if you guys can see. We got some glare here. Hold on, Lamb Chop. Sit down there. All right. Let's see. There it is. You guys can see it. See, it's the wheel just like behind me, and it's got the different segments and all the signs of the zodiac. This is from the 1970s. It's made of pewter, and it's done with enamel inlay in a beautiful soft blue color, like a sky blue, kind of like the sky above us where the zodiac wheel is. Isn't that beautiful? You guys see that? I hope you can see that. Anyways, that's the pendant I'm wearing today, and Lamb Chop certainly loves it. Don't you, Lamb Chop? Come on up here. There you go. Golly gee. Oh, look, we got a lot of people here. Look, there's Bela Claire is here. Volcanic Ice is here. Carolyn Walsh is here. Yay, Lady Bree is here. Oh, there's Baroness Colabobs. She's our moderator. Shout out to Baroness Colabobs. What's a moderator? Well, she's got our wrench. She's the one with the blue wrench. If you get out of line, she can throw the wrench at you. No, we're not advocating violence, but she helps keep out the trolls. And if you want to make a donation to the show tonight, I missed your question, she's going to help you. Tonight, we're going to talk about what is going on in the stars, and a little later, I'm going to take your astrology questions. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and I am so glad you're here. Lamb Chop is here. And what's that, Lamb Chop? Well, yeah, maybe. Lamb Chop said, do you think we could go on a carnival ride that spins like a zodiac wheel? I don't know if they have one, but that's what he asked. You have come up with the craziest questions. Well, Lamb Chop and I are so thrilled that you're here. Oh, look, there's Carolyn Walsh. She says, my Paddington bear says hello to Lamb Chop. Paddington says it's going to be a friend of yours. Carolyn, maybe we can arrange a play date for Lamb Chop to come over and hang out with Paddington. You like that? Yeah. Oh, he likes that. All right. There you go. Oh my gosh, there's Honey Drizzle is here. Hello, Honey Drizzle. Nice to see you. There's Kim Osborne's here. Yay. Golly jeepers. There's Laura M is here. Gosh, we got everybody here tonight. Isn't that fun? It's so nice to have all of you here. Welcome to our show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I tell you, I'm just so excited to be here, And, there's so much going on this week. We got a lot to talk about. Lamb Chop, why don't you go over there and sit down? Yeah, you can open the blinds and look out and watch the stars. Okay, go ahead and do that. Okay, maybe you can give us an astrology report of your own when you get back. Well, usually UFOs don't factor into astrology, but if you see one, let us know. All right, go on over there. Here, get down. There you go. Yeah, sit over by the window there. Okay, very good. Thank you, Lamb Chop. There you go. Yes, sit right there. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm just so glad you're here. Welcome. This is one of my favorite shows to do each week because it's when, Monday is my day off, and I have been relaxing today. I really needed a break. I've been working so much this last few weeks. By the way, I want to say thank you to all of you who've been calling for astrology reports and for readings. I'm getting back to everybody. I'm a little backlogged. So hopefully in the next day or two, you will get a phone call from Bob. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm just a little overwhelmed. So thank you for your patience. Anyways, by the way, speaking of all things astrological, let me show you what else I'm wearing tonight. I found this shirt. I thought I lost it. I'm always losing stuff in my house. This is one of my Wiccan shirts. And for those of you who study Wicca, this is the sign of the Horn Lord. It represents the sun, and it's got the crescent moon as the horns for the god. Very astrological. The union of the sun and the moon, the Lord and the lady, are figured in that. Isn't that beautiful? It says Wiccan across the bottom. So I've been wearing that, my astrology pendant today, just having a great time. And, I was looking at the astrology charts earlier today, and I said, wow, this is going to be kind of an intense week. So we've got a lot to talk about. Now, don't panic. Now, before I get into all of this, let me just remind all of you that when you hear some challenging aspects, don't panic. Don't run like Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Know that everything we talk about gives you knowledge to alter your path so you don't have to have conflict. Some astrologers create this concept that everything is fated by the stars. I don't really believe that. Well, I definitely think some things are in the stars and can't be altered. But remember, as humans, we always have free will. All right, and that's important to remember. So we're going to get into that. Oh, real quick announcement, forgot. If you haven't done so, make sure to send me an email for this upcoming Sunday, having a special class on Sunday, Psychic Bob's Inner Circle. I think I have 4 spots left. I'll have to check my list. I think I have 4 spots left. And this upcoming Sunday at 12 o'clock noon, I'm holding a class on Zoom. I'm teaching a class on the magic of runes. It's a 2-hour class, and I'd love to have you there. That class is not, hear me out, is not on my website. So if you want to be in, just shoot me an email at my website, PsychicBob.com. There's a forum. Say, hey, I want to be in Sunday's class. I will send out an invoice this week to you. The class is $50, but it's 2 hours. I'm keeping it a small group. Only 10 people get to be there. I have a lot of people wanting to come, but I'm limiting it to 10 people because it's the inner circle. It's not a class for the general public, because in that class, I talk about controversial things, things that may be shocking to people. I give my actual prophecies, my insights to things that I can't talk about on YouTube. A lot of you have been coming to the inner circle class and saying how amazing it's been for you. As part of the class this week, I'm going to do a little mini rune reading for anybody who wants it. We're going to focus on the runes, how to read runes, what they mean, what are the symbols, what are the power behind the runes, how you can bring rune power and rune magic into your life. The runes, really, I'm a believer in the runes. I swear by them. But they're very powerful. A lot of people don't understand the runes aren't just a reading system. They are an actual source of magical power. So if you want to work on bringing that into your life, let Baroness Kolobobs know in the chat tonight, and also send me an email. So if you're there, say, oh, I want to know, tell the Baroness, say, oh, I want to be in the class on Sunday, and you guys can get information exchange, but I need to know like as soon as possible. I'm going to send out the billing. It's only $50. Now listen, everybody who's been to my classes say they get way more than their money's worth. I give 2 hours of solid help. As part of the class, you can also bring your private psychic questions because we're a small group. I have more individual time with people. So that's going to be on Sunday, February the 6th, and I hope you'll be there. Okay. So now, what else is going on here? Well, let's talk about the stars because that's important. Yeah, also, thank you, Baroness. On Saturday, we're having psychic development class. So you have 2 opportunities this weekend to connect with Bob. Saturday is psychic development. This Saturday, we're going to talk about spiritualist seances, different ways to hold a seance, how you work with seance energy, what phenomena happens. If you even want to learn about that, Saturday is seance class. Sunday is runes class. Think of it that way. So you have 2 chances. You can join each or one or both. The Saturday class, you can register at my website. Go to PsychicBob.com. You'll see a thing that says Psychic Development Class, 1 hour, or it actually says Psychic Development Class. It's going to be 2 hours from 12 till 2 on Saturday. Both classes are at 12 o'clock noon, one on Saturday, one Sunday. The Psychic Development class is only $30. That one's a little less. It's a larger group, so you don't get as much personal time with Psychic Bob, but you will still get a lot out of it. That's why the Sunday class costs more. It's smaller. It's more exclusive. But the Saturday class, I allow up to 30 people in the class. So I'd love to have you come to our Saturday class or our Sunday class, or if you can do both. All right? So let me know, okay? You guys rock. All right. So I got to tell you, this astrology forecast is for the period of Monday, January the 31st through Sunday, February the 6th, 2022. Gosh, that's hard to say. 2022. All right, so what do we got going on? All right, well, we're starting off today on Monday, the 31st of January, with our sun in Aquarius and our moon in Aquarius. Woo! Happy birthday to our Aquariuses. And today is a power day for Aquarius. When you got the sun and moon in your sign, it is your power day. I'm an Aquarius. I'm feeling the power. Oh, I'm feeling the power. So if you're an Aquarius, this is your power day. Name it and claim it. Don't we say that? Didn't we say that on Saturday? We got to name it and claim it. Hey, there's Robin Boston, Vivian P's here. Welcome to all y'all. Thanks for coming here. Xander Bradley's here. Yay. Welcome. So today, sun in Aquarius, moon in Aquarius. This is our power day for Aquarius. We also have our sun conjunct Saturn and our sun square Uranus. I'm going to talk about that a little later. And Venus trine Uranus. All right. Today is a day where you want to just, if you're not in Aquarius, all right. Well, let me put it this way. Here's two forecasts. If you are in Aquarius, go for your goals. You're going to rock it. If you're not in Aquarius, still go for your goals, but try to remember to look ahead. Don't get caught up in the moment, because this sun square conjunct Saturn and the sun square Uranus can make you feeling a little heady today, a lot of air energy, and you want to slow things down and just really concentrate before you make decisions. Aquarians will find they're more in the flow of the power and it's easier, but if you're not Aquarius, just slow down, pay attention, stay very focused today. It's very vital you don't jump the gun, pull the trigger, as they say, and be too fast on decisions. All right, so remember that. Now, that's today. What do we got going on tomorrow? Because we're almost at the end of the day, aren't we? All right, Tuesday. We move into February. Yay! Happy birthday to our February babies. And Tuesday, February 1st, we still have that moon in Aquarius, which is air energy, which is mind stimulation, communication, mental projection. Sun conjunct Saturn, Sun square Uranus, which we'll talk about a little later. We also have Venus trine Uranus tomorrow and Mars trine Uranus. What does that mean? Woo, girlfriend. Tomorrow is love day. Ooh, look at that. His heart's thumping. Venus trine Uranus, Mars trine Uranus. Don't be surprised. And if you're one of these people who said, well, I'll never have love in my life, I hate the world, I'm done with relationships, the next 3 days is love power. Let me tell you, this Venus trine Uranus and this Mars trine Uranus are with us for the next 3 days. This is love power. If you've been thinking about a little relationship in your life, this is sudden breakthrough. Now, be careful, because sometimes these transits can mean you have a sudden fling. Like you meet somebody and 5 minutes later, you're ready to go to the altar. Slow everything down. Remember that Uranus energy can be kind of erratic and radical. We don't want to be too radical. We're going to have breakthrough. It's breakthrough energy, but sometimes it's a little irrational. Luckily, these are trines, which bring up the more positive aspects of Uranus. But Uranus is a powerful planet. So Tuesday is our love day. Wednesday, let me tell you, it's going to heat up. We just keep moving deeper into love zone, because our moon is moving over into Pisces. Pisces brings in that deep emotional energy. Pisces are naturally romantic. And so a lot of you tomorrow, or to Wednesday, on the 2nd of February, are going to be feeling, not only if you were getting excited on Tuesday, had your eye on somebody, you have your eye on that special someone. All right, by Wednesday, you're going to have a little heart-to-heart connection. You're going to be feeling all in the romance, all in love. All right, Venus trine Uranus, Mars trine Uranus. Again, same alignments on Wednesdays. We got Tuesday, except that moon is in Pisces. That really brings in that emotional aspect, that visionary aspect. You're going to be feeling very psychic and very in tune with people. Again, be careful you don't go too radical on it. Take it slow. But there's definitely power on Tuesday and Wednesday for love. And I tell you, I haven't seen a week with this much love energy, because once we go into Thursday, which is Thursday, February 3rd, what's going on there? Same transits as Wednesday. We've got our moon in Pisces. We've got Venus trine Uranus and Mars trine Uranus. Again, this is love energy. So we got 3 power love days this week, all right? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you thought you've given up on relationships, you might want to reconsider. Be open to some love. If you're in a relationship and you're saying, oh, Bob, I've been with this person 20 years, ain't nothing changed. Don't be surprised if Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, they suddenly light up and become a new person. You feel like you're newlyweds again, just met them. You know, that excitement, it's always fun when you first start a relationship. You meet somebody, there's all that flirtation, that excitement. Well, everybody's getting that. I forgot to say at the beginning, this is for all 12 zodiac signs. Doesn't matter who you are. These transits are affecting all of us. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's heart day. Forget Valentine's Day. We got heart day early. All right, so there you go. Gosh, I'm amazed to see this alignment. I've never seen such powerful love alignments. All right. Now, what's going on Friday? If we get through this week without having a heart attack with all that love, because there's a lot of love energy. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, feeling romantic. Cola Bob's, Baroness, you want to go on a date? Where are we going this week? Ooh, I'm going to buy her some chocolate. When we get to Friday, PsychicBob's crazy. What's going on? Well, Friday, things mix up a little bit, guys, and I just got to tell you, probably our most challenging day is going to be this Friday. Why? Why is it going to be challenging? Well, our moon is moving into Aries. Aries is firepower. That just stirs everything up. And we also have our Sun conjunct Saturn, our Sun square Uranus, and Saturn square Uranus. This is going to be a little dangerous of a day. This is one of those days, I'm telling you, Friday, just don't get into it with anybody. With that Aries energy, people are going to be fired up. And with Saturn square Uranus, people are going to be loose at the mouth, over emotional, acting insane. You have got to stay out of conflict. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but Friday is one of those days where if you get into a fight, be prepared for the people to take it to the next level. The littlest conflicts could blow up on Friday. Let's say you're in a parking lot, right? And somebody steals your parking space. If you jump out of the car and scream at them, you stole my parking space, don't be surprised that they jump out with the gloves on and want to physically fight. It's that sort of scary energy on Friday. Saturn square Uranus makes people act insane, and Sun square Uranus, that's a high stressor. So I'm a little worried about Friday. I haven't seen this much intense alignment in quite a while. I mean, we always have challenges, but this one's it's a little much. All right. If you can take a personal day from work on Friday, I'm telling you, I think you'll be glad you do. You said, thank God PsychicBob told me that. Don't let it terrify you, but I do feel this time I have to be real direct with you and say Friday's a little challenging. Just a little challenging. All right. Now, what's going on in Saturday? Well, our moon is still in that Aries transit. We've got the moon square Venus that day and Venus trine Uranus that day. What does that mean to us? What it means is you may be feeling a little disconnected from your own inner self, your own sense of confidence. All right. The way to get through Saturday is trust what you already know. Try to avoid any speculations, either in business or romance. Now, because remember, we have all that love energy. You might end up in a relationship, and on Saturday, you might be saying, well, how do I move forward with this? Trust what you already know and avoid speculating. Don't make assumptions, especially in business, or love. Saturday is all about, see, the challenge is with that moon in Aries, you're going to be feeling inspired to take some risks. But Mars, the moon square Venus says you can't trust your inner self clearly. Venus trine Uranus means you may feel like you're getting on with people, but there are other alignments that say, be careful. All right. So don't jump to conclusions. Trust only what you know. this might be one of those days on Saturday where there's a little inner conflict versus outer world. You may feel it, but then you're not feeling it. And then the outer world is giving you a different message. Go with what you know, okay? In business and in love. Don't speculate. I'm serious. Saturday is probably not a good day to go gambling either. For those of you who live near casinos, I'd say stay out of the casinos on Friday and Saturday. All right. Now, what do we got going on Sunday? Well, I hate to tell you, Sunday's a little challenging in the sense of getting people to be in agreement with you. We still have that moon in Aries, which does inspire people to want to take action. However, we've got our moon square Mercury and our moon square Pluto on Sunday. This means be very careful. It's not necessarily the best time to enter into business partnerships or, making long-term commitments. With that moon square Pluto, it makes it hard to be in union with people. With that moon square Mercury, communications may not be clear, and there could be a lot of opportunity for misunderstanding. You know how we had, like last week, we left Mercury retrograde. We're no longer Mercury retrograde, thank God. But moon square Mercury acts a lot like Mercury retrograde. So if you know what we're talking about with Mercury retrograde, moon square Mercury is very similar. It means communications are strained. Things may not be clearly understood. Please avoid any legal contracts, or if you have to sign something, please, by all means, have an attorney triple check it, like literally. That moon in Aries makes people compulsive sometimes, but I'd say don't jump into it. Somebody comes to you and says, I got a great business opportunity, but you got to sign right now, today, within the next 5 minutes. Put them off. You might even feel like it's a good thing, but there's some cautions here to be careful. All right. So I'm going to tell you, this week is a little challenging from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because communications might be a little challenged. People may pressure you to make decisions you don't feel ready to make. Now, let me go back to the love aspect. Now, remember we said Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's love days. Now, I know some of y'all have had whirlwind romances where you meet somebody on a Monday and by Friday, you're literally at the courthouse getting married. This might be one of those weeks where you feel like that, but I'm telling you, with Saturday and Sunday's alignments, I'd say don't do it. Wait a few weeks because you want to make sure you're in the right romance. So don't make any promises of love. Say, I'm going to marry you on Friday, because you get to Friday, you're going to be like, what have I gotten into? Okay. Same with business. If you are at a job transition right now, try to avoid entering into a big, long commitment. If somebody offers you a job, on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and they say, well, we want you to sign a contract and you're committing to the next 5 years to work for our company and you can't go anywhere else, I'd probably nix that, because I really am concerned about the moon square Pluto and the moon square Mercury. It could get you in situations you don't want to get into. So if you can, put things off for a few days, calm down, be focused, you'll be okay. But these transits are very powerful this week, and I really cannot emphasize enough how careful you got to be with everything, you see. Baroness Kolobob says, Mercury retrograde sends people cuckoo. It does in some cases. And, the moon square Mercury is a very similar sort of transit. So I have a little concern about it. Again, like I have to emphasize, don't let this mean you don't live and stop your life. You can still go visit friends. You can still do your hobbies and go shopping and work on your house. So don't say, well, Bob said it's a rough 3 days, Friday through Sunday. I'll just stay at home and shutter the windows. No, that's not how we want to live. But we do want to know, like if you know that Friday is going to be a lot of crazy energy, try to stay out of crowds. Like don't go into big parties. If somebody invites you to a big party on Friday, know that somebody in that party is going to get drunk and have a fight and crash the whole place. Stay out of it. Stay away from crowds Friday. Saturday, only commit to things that you truly know, like follow your past history. You know how we talked about the other day in tarot, was it the Three of Wands is where you're looking forward, but you have the knowledge behind you. Saturday is one of those Three of Wands day. You want to know the power that you have, know what you know, and trust that rather than speculate. Okay. And on Sunday, I wouldn't make any promises to anybody about anything. In fact, Sunday really is a good day to you to focus on your house. Clean your house, work on your hobbies. Don't get involved with people too much. I mean, I'm not saying you can't have a friend or two, but like I would avoid any big business decisions, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I got to put it out there for you. But overall, you know what? It's going to be an interesting week. Now, I do want to talk here for a few minutes about these transits. We have two major transits that are with us every day this week, and these are very vital for you to understand. Hey, all right, so we've got our Sun conjunct Saturn all week. What does that do? That means that this week you need to really focus on tasks at hand. All right. If you're at work and you've got a deadline, Sun conjunct Saturn says you need to really focus on it and push your way through. Sun conjunct Saturn can sometimes be a little bit of a taskmaster, meaning that you feel under pressure to make things go a certain way. This is a challenging aspect, but the secret to it is know what you're up against and stay focused on it. This is not a week, again, I would say with Sun conjunct Saturn also plays into what we're talking about, don't speculate. Sun conjunct Saturn says there's not a lot of room for play. Don't get crazy and radical. Stick with what you know and take your time and be focused, okay? So that's with us all week. The taskmaster, Saturn's sometimes a planet of regulation. I call it the brakes of the zodiac. It kind of puts the reins on, the brakes on free reigning energy. That sun means, what do you got to accomplish? Some of you I know are saying, you know what, Bob, I have a New Year's goal. One of my goals this year is to get my job promotion. Well, this says you want to focus on that goal. All right. Maybe some of you have the goal where you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to actually start to save money this year. I'm not going to waste money. I'm going to start a savings account, a retirement account. Sun conjunct Saturn says face those things that you really don't always like, but you'll get through them. Okay. So start your savings account, work on your diet plans, finish that project at work, finish that school project. Some of you are like saying, well, Bob, I've got 3 months to finish this report. Start it this week and really get it out of the way. Okay. Sun conjunct Saturn means if you focus on the task at hand, you'll get through it and you'll be successful. Not always pleasant. So that is a challenging aspect. But you will get through it. Now, what's our other major transit? We have the Sun Square Uranus this week. This has me a little concerned because Sun Square Uranus means that people's stress levels are higher. You may start to see people, even the most normal people, act kind of erratic this week. We have Sun Square Uranus means that people feel a little over emotional. And their emotions are the focus of their life rather than their logic. So if you've got somebody in your life that is overly emotional, a drama queen, and that's the term we use, a drama queen, right? Be prepared for them to be acting out a little bit this week. Remember what I say is astrology forewarns us. So if you feel like, oh my God, I don't know if I can deal with all this, you know that person's going to be crazy. You can keep your distance so you don't get caught up in the drama, okay? So it's interesting because Sun Square Saturn, as I said earlier, makes you focus on your tasks. Sun Square Uranus sends everybody in that distracts you from your tasks, and people act erratic. So you don't want to get caught up in that, okay? Now, this is why especially I was concerned about Friday is a dangerous day because when Moon is in Aries, that's fire energy. And if we add in the Sun Square Uranus and Saturn Square Uranus, what that means is nobody follows any rules and people are out of control. Emotionally, physically, So that's why I'm worried about Friday. Not worried, I shouldn't say worried. I am observant of the situations and will take steps to avoid getting in conflicts. If somebody sends you a hateful email on Friday, do not, hear me, not, capital N, do not respond. Because with these alignments, you can get yourself into a legal situation. People say, well, they're threatening me. They're writing threats. Don't do that. Stay silent this week. All week long, you're going to encounter people. Well, I hope you don't, but you might. With that Sun Square Uranus, even people you trust may get loopy on you. All right? So we have some challenging aspects. The forewarned is forearmed, you see? All right. Joey's Mystery Magical says, I'm emotionally stressed out today. See, Joey, that's that Sun Square Uranus making you feel stressed. And if you add in Sun Conjunct Saturn, you may be up against a pressure point as well. So this week, what you've got to focus on is being calm, being centered. I want everybody this week, as much as you can, without putting yourself in danger, of course, go outside and look at the sky. Look at the stars. Look for the constellations every single day. You're going to say, well, Bob, why should I do that? I want all of you this week to slow everything down and have the bigger perspective. We can all get caught up so much in our personal dramas that we forget the bigger scope of reality. And when you look at the stars at night and study them, it'll give you a bigger picture. Like, the universe is bigger than my little momentary drama. I'm not going to get caught up in everybody else's momentary drama. Remember, everything is turning. And like, don't we always say the Zodiac Wheel is spinning, right? So you want to avoid getting caught up in the drama, and stay calm. That's how you're going to get through all these challenges, okay? Now, also go out in the daytime and again, look at the sky. What is really beautiful? How many of us really look at the sky? Baroness Kolobobs and I often go out on walks, and I show her the sky where I live. And she's like, it's so cool. Look at those clouds. And we study the clouds. We realize how big the cosmos is, okay? Christine C. says, there's a lot of crazy energy today. I'm calm, but everyone around me isn't. This, again, Christine C., is the Sun Square Uranus energy and Sun Conjunct Saturn. These are with us every day this week. So I just, I don't want to start off telling you all that, but that's the truth. We've got those all week long. And on Friday is the boiling point, People always write and ask me, Bob, is there going to be a big conflict on the earth somewhere? I can't say certain words, you know what I mean, because of censorship. And I always say, if you were to ask me what day is the most dangerous in terms of world events, I'm watching Friday. I just hope nothing kicks off anywhere in the world. But I won't be surprised if it does. Expect to see people just saying extreme things, acting insane. It's what we're up against, It is what it is, as I like to say. And, knowing that, we can stay out of that, Sydney Zimmerman says, I haven't been calm for an entire month. You know why that is, Sydney? One of the things, and I've had a lot of craziness too this last month, is that all month long, we've also had the transit of Saturn square Uranus. Uranus is one of the most radical planets. Saturn square means people don't put emotional brakes on. They just fly off at the handle, whatever they feel. They don't have any sense of control. Now, if we combine that with the Sun square Uranus and Saturn square Uranus, it's just like Sun square Uranus raises that to the next level. So you're not imagining it, Sydney. It's not you being oversensitive. I really think these transits are playing into a lot of things right now. As many of you know, of course, I can't discuss it because of politics, but if you've been watching the world events of what's going on in, like, let's say over in Europe and certain countries, that's all I'll say. What is that? That is that Saturn square Uranus and the Sun square Uranus already influencing all that. This is why people are mouthing up. We're hearing different countries make bold proclamations. Okay, what is that? Sun square Uranus, Saturn square Uranus. Those square Uranian influences can be a problem. There you are, Baroness. I didn't know where you went to. You disappeared. Hope everything's all right. You know? Rob in Boston says, yes, that's been happening. It certainly has. All right. So try to, all of you, keep this in mind, because I think it's very easy to get caught up in it. But we who follow, especially Wiccans, Wicca means the path of the wise ones. Wise people can step back, and all of you are wise, or you wouldn't be here. And go back to the chart. Look at the wheel. Look at the alignment. What's going on? The heavens give us knowledge. They give us a snapshot. I'm a big believer in astrology. As many of you know, I've been studying it since 1978. How many of y'all here have been doing astrology since 78? There's Kristen Aldridge. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. Kristen asks, when does Mercury retrograde end? I'm selling my business, and I would like to know when a good time to complete the contract. I think it actually ended a few days ago on the 24th, Kristen, so we're no longer in Mercury retrograde. However, I don't know if you were here earlier, be careful because on this upcoming Sunday, we've got, excuse me, hold on, I'm saying the wrong day here. Well, on Sunday, we have the moon square Mercury and the moon square Pluto. So it makes it more challenging. I would wait until next week when those transits are over. We don't have Mercury retrograde, but the moon square Mercury is a very similar sort of energy. So I wouldn't do it this week. It could open up problems. I would say wait till next week. All right. I hope that helps a little bit. But we're out of Mercury retrograde. I think that's the 24th we went out. Okay, we're direct in Mercury now. Yeah. Baroness Kolobob says, a lot of people have been in their heads lately, living in a fantasy land. Planets are really affecting people. Yeah, that's true. People are kind of overwhelmed by all the energy, so they're not being clear in their minds. I think you're absolutely right about that. Amy Radcliffe says, I feel like I've been walking in quicksand. That's not good. No, but that's also Saturn, Sun Conjunct Saturn will make you feel like you have to rush to get things done. Slow it down, you'll be okay, but just stay focused if you can, all right? Well, anyways, if you guys have astrology questions, I'll go ahead and take some of those now. We'll see what we can. Kim Osborne says, I can't stop crying. Well, that emotional energy of Sun Square Uranus and Saturn Square Uranus will make your emotions just wreak havoc on them. Mm-hmm. So anybody have any astrology questions you'd like to ask? Go ahead, type those in the chat. Volcanic Ice says, what does conjunct mean? A conjunction, how do I say this? It's kind of hard to say. Conjunction are when planets' energy is kind of aligned. It's like they're like parallel to each other. Like in the chart, they'll be running parallel. That conjunction means they share the alignment. They kind of project energy. Conjunctions bring out the power of each planet equally. So they support each other rather than oppositions, which put them at conflict. So conjunction means the best power of each planet is helping the other. It's kind of like a partnership between planets. I hope that helps. Blessings to you. Mina Laurie says, hey, Mina, good to see you. Hey, Bob, I'm a Pisces sun and a Leo moon. Does that make me outgoing then? Outgoing than the shy Pisces? Pisces sun tends to make people more mystically inclined, dreamy. Pisces can be very outgoing and glamorous because they have a glamour element, so it doesn't necessarily make you shy. Leo definitely projects you out into the world. So that would tell me that you have a hint of glamour about you, and you want to use that. Use some mystery. Don't always reveal stuff because as a Leo, the little bit you say carries power. And that Pisces energy in your life can work to make you kind of like a star kind of quality, like Hollywood. mystery. You don't have to say a lot, just being present and the right word at the right time gives you power. So I don't think it's necessarily shyness. I think it's, your power in that alignment. I'd have to see the rest of your chart, of course, to really give you a detailed explanation. But it really would promote kind of a glamour and intrigue, a little mystery with some romance. Makes you a little romantic. I love that. Amy Radcliffe says, which sign do you think is the most psychic? Well, Amy, I think all the signs have some psychic power, but I really find a lot of psychics among the Cancers. They seem to be very strong intuitives. I find that Aquariuses are also very psychic, but a lot of Aquarians are very great at astrology. It depends on which psychic signs. I think Cancers make great mediums. I think astrologers are really best. Aquarians make best astrologers. I also think that Virgos are very psychic. And I also think that Scorpios tend to be very strong psychics. Cancer, Scorpios, very strong in mediumship and intuitive gifts. Aquarians are very good at telepathy, mind reading, and astrology. I'm an Aquarius, but I'm a medium, but I'm more of an exception because I have a lot of Neptune and Pluto in my chart, which gives me that intuitive side that a lot of Aquarians are more of a cerebral. I have an interesting mix of the cerebral energy and the inner emotional water sign energy. But I'd say those signs I find, and I'm not saying if you're not one of those, you're not psychic, but I find those are some of where the most psychics tend to be. I hope that answers that. So what did I say? Virgo, Scorpio, Cancers, Aquarius. Good question. All right. Thank you. You're welcome, Volcanic Ice. Volcanic Ice says, thanks, Bob. I understand better now. Blessings to you. Honey Drizzle asks an interesting question. Bob, what is your take on the Black Moon Lilith in Pisces in the 12th house? I think that's very psychic alignment. The reason I say that is the Lilith is the deeper mystical side of self. The Black Moon in Lilith is, that deeper hidden mysteries. The 12th house deals with also mysteries, final closure, coming to understand. It can deal with death energy, but not necessarily like everybody's dying. But it means like psychism, like spirit communication. I think a lot of that's involved in that. I hope that helps. Queen Nadine's here. Hey, Queen Nadine. She says, I have moon in Neptune in Sagittarius. Oh, the moon and Neptune in Sagittarius in the 12th house. Does that mean I'm quite psychic? Thank you. Oh, yes, I would agree. The moon is a very powerful psychic influence. Neptune is psychic. Sagittarius is fire energy, which means that you have a lot of power to burn through things and accomplish stuff. And in the 12th house, definitely tunes into mediumship sort of energy. So, yes, I'd say it's very mediumistic as well. Yeah, I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, Honey Drizzle says, yes, Queen, the 12th house is dreams too. And you have Neptune and Moon. It is definitely prophetic. Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely. Stardust C says, hey, Psychic Bob, does Scorpio have telepathy skills? Telepathy tends to be more of a cerebral thing. Scorpios tend to be more emotional in the heart and deep feeling. I wouldn't say they can't. I'd have to see the other alignments in your chart. But I'd say Scorpios tend to be more on the artistic side and the more of the intuitive side rather than telepathy. That's just my experience, but I won't rule it out. Again, I'd have to look at the bigger chart to see that. Because if you have a lot of air energy in your chart, that could boost that into more of a telepathy thing. But really, it's more intuitive, mediumistic type, and with Scorpios. Mm-hmm. All right. Joey Mystery Magical says, hi, Bob. Why is Gemini into paranormal and spiritual life? Please. Gemini, that's the air sign. It's a communicator sign. So you love to talk to people all over the world, but you also like to talk to the spirit world. Geminis are really great at reaching out to people. As an air sign, it also gives you tendency towards telepathy as well and forming partnerships and alignments. A lot of Geminis are really good at connecting with spirit guides and people on the other side. So that's why that is. Your interest in paranormal is because you can just really sense the presences, Mm-hmm. Robin Boston has an interesting question. She says, it is hard for me to understand how the planets in a certain place give us certain traits. Well, think of it this way, Robin. All right, so we have a big wheel. It's a map of the cosmos. When a planet falls into a certain area, it stimulates it. If you think of this as kind of like a battery, so you add power to a certain segment of the battery, it comes into your life. Now, that's kind of an oversimplification, but we also want to think that this battery, everything that goes into it enhances it. So when we put, Jupiter over here in this area, it's radiating energy out towards us. When we're born, the alignment is almost prophetic. It's kind of like on a soul level, we choose to come in. And we also, in some senses, now some psychics will say this, some will disagree, we create our own chart. We say, I'm going into the earth, and as a sign of my presence, I'm going to cast the alignments of the stars, enter at the time, so I can draw from those powers. So think of the wheel as a battery, and you add power to the battery to get extra energy, and that you've chosen to draw yourself through that. I heard one person say, think of the astrology wheel as the veil. Spirits pass on their way to earth through the veil, down to earth. And so everything that's in that wheel, you're drawing its energy as you come in, you bring that with you. That's one way to think about it. City of the Shadow Seas. I hope that helps, Robin. $4.99 got our first donation. Thank you, City. Hey, Bob. With my sun in Aquarius and moon in Scorpio, would one of my psychic gifts be telepathy? City, I've actually looked at your chart, and I would say yes in your case, because you have a lot of air energy in your chart. So yes, I do think that is something that you have a gift for. Most Aquarians tend towards telepathic gifts. And in your case, I do believe that's actually true. Again, it's I only can say that because I've actually looked at your chart. So yes. Okay. Honey Drizzle says, it's interesting to know I created my own chart. I came here. I chose some questionable placements. I know. I wonder about this sometimes myself, Honey Drizzle. And I really think that we do this sometimes. On the other side, what happens is we're so full of life and love because it's beautiful over there. We feel ambitious. We think I can go do a heck. What's a lifetime? Because we look at it from an eternal perspective. So we put these kind of alignments in our life to challenge us. We take it on as our school to grow. But sometimes we take on more than we realize. And we get down here and we forget what all we've agreed to. Baroness Kolobob says, well, the 12th house placement is all about hidden enemies, and I have plenty. But being psychic, I know who they are and can use remote viewing to track them down, so it comes in handy. Isn't that true? Yeah. 12th house is interesting. A lot of power in that. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yes, Sam, and if I didn't say thank you for your donation, please forgive me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Volcanic Ice says, I think we underestimate how other charts interact and clash with our own. I think it is interesting, and because there are certainly times in life when we encounter somebody and there's instantly a friction, even if we don't know them and they don't know us. You ever had that? Whenever you have that, stop and see if you can look at their chart and look at yours, because there's something there that the planets clash or the alignments. I do think sometimes that just happens no matter how much you try to be nice. You know, there's somebody once said, if you don't have a few enemies in life, you really haven't lived. You know, and I'm not saying go out and have enemies, but I'm saying if you're living fully, you will encounter conflict. You know, if you just stay in your house and never go out and never risk living, you probably will never have enemies. But when you live in the world, you will. You know, it's part of our journey here. But that's an interesting point, volcanic ice. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mina. He says, I'm loving the astrology talk. Okay, hold on a second. Sandra Bradley says, can you tell me about the Cancer Sagittarius? I've read it's a difficult pairing. Well, think of it this way. Cancer is a water sign. Sagittarius is a fire. So there's kind of a competition between them sometimes. Now, not saying always, because again, we have to look at the whole chart. I've seen people get together, either in love or relationship or business, who have opposite signs, yet they get on well. Because, you know, there is that saying opposites attract. Cancers tend to be more emotional. They're more, some of them are homebodies. Sagittarians want to go out into the world and conquer goals. So you can have this kind of inner world versus outer world conflict. But again, I don't want to say that that's always a clash because, again, opposites attract. And each person's signs, like if they both share a lot of water energy rather than more fire, they may have more compatibility or the opposite, either way. So, yes, there could on the surface of the signs appear to be some initial challenges. But again, I'd have to see the full chart to know, you know. It's interesting because when you want to like marry somebody, you should have each of your charts done. You can look at the alignments and see what your goals are and stuff. Astrology is fascinating because it's just simply very factual. This means that, this means that. And it's not like you have to really guess at it. It's pretty straightforward. And that's why I find it fascinating because it's consistent and it shows truth and you just can't deny it, you know? Joey's Mystery Magical says, I hear Scorpios and Geminis can be a clash. That is actually true. I've heard that. I'm an Aquarius as an air sign. Sometimes we do clash Geminis as well as Aquarius with Scorpios. Now, that doesn't mean everybody I know is a Scorpio. You also have to look at the male and female signs. Like, for example, I really have a challenge. This is just me, and no offense to any of you here. It doesn't mean PsychicBob don't like you. I always run into clashes with female Scorpios. I don't know why. I don't try to start stuff, but they don't like me, and I don't like them a lot of times. But with male Scorpios, I get on great. I think that the male and female aspect also change the energies around the signs, you know. So if I had a female Scorpio want to, you know, be a business partner or go out with me, I'd have to really look at her chart before I'd make a quick decision. And again, if you're Scorpio here and female, doesn't mean I hate you, because if you're here, I think I like you. So you probably have really good alignments, you know. All right. Charlotte Cox says, hi, Bob, did I miss Pisces? Hon, I'm not doing the individual signs. You'll have to go back and see the show. I covered all the major transits that do affect every sign. I did give kind of what I call a daily horoscope, but it's for everybody. When I have to, you know, I may eventually go back to doing the individual sign horoscopes. It's just that it takes a lot more work. And Monday's my day off, so I make it a little lighter on myself. But if you go back, you'll see that I cover all 7 days what the major transits are. That will affect everybody. In a sense, it's a horoscope for everybody, really. I just do it a little differently than most astrologers would. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's Carolyn Walsh, Estonia, 1111. Thank you, Carolyn. Blessings. Are there certain degrees in a natal chart that are more significant than others? Thank you. Yes, trines, which are like 30-degree angles, are significant. Squares, which are 90 degrees, can be significant because they can indicate conflict. So when you do a chart, you want to look at your trines, you want to look at your squares a lot, because those definitely can affect and show you where conflict will be in your life or power. Trines bring out the best qualities. So like if you want to look at somebody's talents, you look, do they have any planets trine with each other, the sun and the moon? Trines always are power aspects. Squares are challenging aspects. So the 30 degrees and the 90 degrees angles are important. I mean, all of them have significance, but those two I think are very significant, at least when I look at charts. So, yeah, good question. You know, Honey Drizzle asks in there, good question. Hold on, Honey Drizzle. Honey Drizzle says, Bob, is it true that the water and earth signs are attracted to each other because they complement each other with the same with air and fire? Yes. Water and earth nurture each other as air and fire stimulate each other. Absolutely. Now, again, I have read charts with couples where they have water and earth and then they don't get on. Because again, too much elements weighting in each person's chart can create imbalance. But yes, generally speaking, you will find that water and earth help each other and fire and air, you know, absolutely. Like I'm an Aquarius, and it's funny, when I was younger, like in like high school and college, I would have the most intense experiences with Aries. I would meet an Aries person and just like be so into them. We would just talk like for 6 hours just upon me. Like I'd be at a coffee shop, sit down, someone say, start talking. We just start a conversation. I said, what's your sign? Oh, I'm an Aries. All the time I used to meet up with Aries, didn't know them from Adam, but have the most wonderful discussions. They stimulate me mentally. I love Aries people, you know. And, you know, I had a girlfriend once who was an Aries. Ooh, she was sexy. Ooh, sexy energy. Baron's call Bob's, ignore that. Long time ago. But I do like Aries people. I have a lot of fun with them. All right. Honey Drizzle says, Lady Bree, same with me. I clashed with cancers a lot in high school. You know, I think all of us have one sign that is like just a challenge. Just like I said, Scorpio women. I don't know why. And I don't want to start anything with Scorpio women, like hostile. But whenever I get in like a work situation, business situation, personal friendship, Scorpio, it always blows up. Always was challenging for me, you know. Um, Robin Boston says, my best female friend now is a Scorpio, but she has mellowed a bit. Robin, it depends on, I forget what your sign is. I'm just blanking out. What sign are you? Not every sign clashes with Scorpio. Some are in perfect alignment, you know. It just depends on your sign, you know. But some signs tend to, and it's funny because it seems to be pretty consistent across the board, you know. Again, there can be other factors, you know. Amy Radcliffe says, I'm a Virgo that can't get along with Pisces. Now, Virgo is an earth sign. Pisces is a water. Again, normally they do attract, but you might have a lot of other planets like fire energy in your chart, Amy. And Amy, by the way, I am going to get to your chart in the next week. I'm just behind, so I haven't forgotten you, okay? But I'll be interested to see, because I bet you anything you have a lot of fire in there, and that makes it challenging with that Piscean energy, you see? And also, we have to look at your moon sign. We have to look at your rising sign. You know, there's a lot of different factors that go into an astrology chart. And so I always caution people, be careful you don't start discriminating against people on their astrology side. I used to work at a store years ago, a metaphysical store. And there was this one lady who was totally into astrology. Well, she didn't really know it, but she thought she knew it. And she used to say, people come in, she'd say, oh, what's your sign? And she would instantly dislike you, like, because she didn't like a Taurus, like she didn't like Tauruses for some. So somebody comes, oh, I'm a Taurus. Now this person was totally nice. So she's like, I don't want them in the store. They're Taurus. Let's see if we can get them banned. And I used to say, I said, have you looked at their whole chart? You can't say they're a bad person, that they're going to be problems. Oh, they're Taurus. And I said, that's premature. It's premature to jump to banning people just because of their sign. Now, Amy, I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying I've seen people do this before. Like me, like even though I admit that I have challenges with Scorpio women, I look at everybody individually, because I've met some Scorpio women who actually have enough balance in other areas of their chart that they don't become a conflict, Honey Drill says, oh my God, astrology fights can get so petty. I know. We have to all be careful from it, don't we? Robin says, I get along with most people. Robin, you are a very nice person. I know you get on with everybody. So, I love it. Golly gee, guys, I'm telling you. Gosh, I just looked at our time. I don't know where our hour goes. Isn't it weird? I just feel like I blink and the whole hour just flies by. But I have had so much fun with all of you here tonight, Brandon hey, Brandon, good to see you. Brandon's here, says, I worked at a metaphysical shop at one point. During the interview, she asked me my sign, and I told her, and she was like, good, as long as you're not a Capricorn, LOL. I've seen people literally not hire people over their astrology sign. And I think it's a real mistake. Because again, you have to see the whole chart, don't you? But that's really interesting. It's funny how it is, though. Well, Queen Nadine, thank you for. She said, I've really enjoyed this show. Thank you. You're welcome. I really enjoyed you being here with us. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Blessings to you as well. Meredith Colaba says, Bob, we need an astrology fight. Then I can bring in Venus energy and we can kiss and make up. Oh, that's sweet. That would do it. Venus energy always brings the love back around. Well, if we ever have a big fight, you'll have to call on Venus and the planet. Stardust says, hey, it's like, Bob, I get along with all signs. Well, good for you. You probably have a lot of air energy in your chart. That air energy makes it easy to communicate with people. I'd have to see it, but it's interesting. I bet you so. Well, guys, listen, thank you for being here. I hope you've had fun tonight. I've had a lot of fun. So remember what we said, like I like to say, and I got to say it, if you are at a time of struggle in your life, don't give in to despair. Just pause, take a deep breath, and remember to look to the stars, because that wheel of the zodiac is always in motion, always spinning. And that means it brings each day new alignments, new power, and new blessings. Keep some faith in your hearts, a little bit of hope and love, and you're going to get through. Let the stars be your allies on the journey, and you are going to succeed. I want to give a big shout out again to Baroness Kolobov for helping with our chat today. Thank you, Baroness. You rock. I love all of you. You guys are the best. Listen, keep it here for Spirit Channel. Tomorrow is Messages from the Spirit, where we're going to do a live broadcast at 12 o'clock noon. You don't want to miss it. Bring your psychic questions. We're going to do a live psychic readings, and I can't wait to have you guys here. You guys are the best. Blessings to all of you. Time for Psychic Bob to have some dinner and Netflix and chill on his day off. We'll see you tomorrow. 12 o'clock noon. Be here for Messages from the Spirit World. Blessings to all of you. Good night.